Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day. Today, our group will try to search and find out an invasive species that is beneficial to us, human. And maybe this is actually out of box, out of mind that invasive species can actually beneficial to us. Okay, before that, let me explain to you about the definitions of the invasive organisms. Invasive organism is actually a non-native species that is the introduction causes harm or is more likely causes harm to the country, the environment, the economy and even human health. Many non-native species in Malaysia or else invasive species in Malaysia like fruits, vegetables, field crops, livestock and even domestic animals like cat and also dogs is actually important to our economic and lifestyle. Most non-native species is not harmful and it's actually economic benefits. But they will turn harmful when there is actually outcompete with the native species in the way they reproduce and spreading very rapidly in the habitat that there is no predators. And also they disturb the balancing of the natural ecosystem that we human rely on. Some species have been introduced intentionally and maybe not intentionally in a land or habitat that they do not belong to, and sometimes it comes with disastrous consequences. In California, for example, the butterfly native species feed on the non-native plant species. And another example is that in Puerto Rico, where the alien tree provides and help in restore the abundance pasture to the suitable condition to the native plants. And another example that I can give you is that the much-aligned zebra mussels that helps to filter the toxins from the lakes. And isn't that a good conditions between non-native species and native species, and even from between non-native species and also to the human ourselves? Isn't that good? But in certain cases, they might be very beneficial to us, and perhaps this is the right time for us to recognize them. So let's find out.
Black wattles, Acacia miansi, is one of the most widespread and significant invasive alien trees in South Africa. And great concern is frequently expressed over its potential effects on reducing catchment water yields. Species come from southeastern Australia and Tasmania. Black wattle has invaded grasslands, competing with and reducing indigenous species and reducing grazing land for wild and domestic animals. This species widespread throughout the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, and Gauteng. There are invasive species, but there are sure to be many uses made of wattles by humans. In fact, the Australian wattles in particular offer such great possibilities that they are grown in 70 countries around the world, where they currently cover around 2 million hectares in plantations. These species represent a vast genetic resource that offers considerable environmental, economic and social benefits for the world. These and other species are grown for their timber that can be used in house construction, furniture making, paper pulp, fiberboard manufacture. Acacia seeds have a high nutritional value and are good sources of protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Wattles are grown for the gum. Gum is eaten by all traditional societies native to acacia areas. It is also used as a glue. In Africa, gum arabic is harvested by artificially wounding the acacia trees, collecting the tears of gum, and transporting them to centers where they are cleaned and processed. Gum arabic is commonly used as a thickener and emulsifier in prepared food products. Wattles are grown for medicines. The tannin rich in the bark and alleviate diarrhea. Gums can soothe inflamed skins. Gum arabic has been used as a major component of artificial blood serum. Commercial wattle growers, small growers, and rural communities benefit from the product of invasive wattles would be included under consumptive users. The benefit cost give 80 until 2,000 millions to economic Africa. The annual value of black wattle exports from nettle had risen to nearly $70,000, and today nettle provides about 60% of the total bark production of South Africa.
Water hyacinth is an aquatic plant weed and is often a highly problematic invasive species outside its native range. It is known as the fastest growing plant and will cover lakes entirely if it is not controlled. The controlation of the water hyacinth is commonly physical control by land-based machines. This plant was removed using drags or vegetation shredder. The plants were collected from the water body and then the usable part stem were cut and removed separately from the other parts. The stems were arranged under the sunlight and let it dry perfectly. The water hyacinth has many uses to humans. It can be used as a material in making craft, such as in making baskets. It is also used in making box cover. It is also used as a rope. And also in making of woven mat. There is a lot of products of water hyacinth. The products are woven mats, file, and handbag. Water hyacinths have a lot of beneficial to humans.
Did you know that California is the United States #1 producer of fresh market oranges and leads the nation in production of lemons, limes, and mandarin? That's huge. And the industry is valued at more than $1.5 billion annually. More than half of California homes have citrus trees in the landscape. The California citrus industry and backyard citrus trees are now threatened by Huanglongbing disease or HLB. Once a tree has HLB, there is no cure and it will die. The bacterium that causes the HLB has spread from tree to tree by Asian citrus psyllids. The best way to stop the spread of HLB is to make sure there are no psyllids around to spread the disease. In the Asia where the Asian citrus psyllids originates, a tiny stingless wasp called Tamarixia radiata naturally preys on the Asian citrus psyllids, which naturally reduces their population. This helps slow the spread of HLB or citrus greening disease. It is harmless to human, pets, plants, and other insects. In urban areas, these Tamarixia radiata have been imported from overseas to reduce the number of Asian citrus psyllids, so HLB will spread at a slower rate. These parasites are extremely small, about the size of sesame seeds, and the female lay their eggs either underneath or inside the psyllid nymph. Those eggs hatch means those parasitoid larvae feeds on the guts of the psyllids, killing it. The parasite cannot control the Asian citrus psyllids on their own, so a trained team of researchers are releasing Tamarixia on the citrus trees, and they are also using the lemon and lime trees to set up rearing cages which can produce 20 times more Tamarixia radiata than the traditional greenhouse cage. They were recruiting residents that have lemon or lime trees and are willing to have their tree trimmed and covered by a 12 by 12 foot metal frame mesh tent for 8 to 12 weeks. First, they trim the tree, then place the frame over it and wait 3 to 4 weeks. Then they cover the tree in a mesh tent for 5 to 8 weeks. Once the tent is removed, an estimated 12,000 Tamarixia will be released on their mission to hunt down and destroy Asian citrus psyllids.
After briefly describing the concept of invasive species and their introductions to the worldwide, our group will explain about how the invasive species give the negative impact to our ecosystems. These creatures include the water hyacinth, Acornia crassipes,
water stun, Tamarixia radiata,
and last but not least,
Blackwater Acacia merensi.
These invasive species will be a worse problem in a long time ago. Then they are today seen bring benefits to the human youth. Several approaches were proposed in order to manage the nuisance species from spreading. One of the best methods is fully utilized on invasive species in human life. By knowing these species, we as a student should learn about the biology of these creatures and think how to stop the invasion of the invasive species to our Mother Earth. I am quoting the word of John Irving 2012, a field ecologist working to combat the invasive plant species in Indiana. We can't defeat the invasive species. We can't eradicate them. They all are living things, and they will always come back. It is true that the invasive species have some negative impact on local ecosystem, and not all of them are harmful. In conclusion, a national program must be initiated to distinguish the harmful from the harmless species and identify the users and the impact of the former and later. Thanks for watching and have a good day.